So welcome to our Q&A on any topic related to early literacy teaching. And I'm going to invite Kath. Hit me, Kath, because I've only got like 5 minutes. So give me my questions.
Okay, all right. So we've got a few. The first one is, what do you think about sending reading books home?
Oh yeah, I'm a great fan of sending this is a book that the child reads to the parent, right? But obviously you don't send a reading book home if the child can't read it. You send home a picture book for the parent to read to the child. So if there isn't a reading book that day, then they can choose a picture book and make sure parents know the difference between this is a book that you read to me and this is a book that I can read to you. So some teachers put little cards in the book so the parent knows. So it needs to be a book that they have already had in guided reading at least once, that they know they're going to be successful with at home. But yes, I'm a great fan of that. It's an enjoyable thing to do, but there's also no drama if they don't have time to do it. But the more you reread the same text, the better for reading. So yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Okay, all right, thank you. I've taken on a class that I'm told started at stage 5 last year in term 4. How can I quickly see where they're at so that I know if I need to do more stage 5 or can I go to stage 6?
Look, the quickest thing to do is to get that sample of writing, which you've probably already done. Look at the words in that sample of writing and ask yourself, are my students consistently hearing and recording every sound in the words they can't spell? And if they can do that, then you could give them the stage 5 dictated sentence to see which of the digraphs and the trigraphs they know. That would be the quickest way to do that.
Okay, all right. I have all your resources and they're great. Do you have anything new coming out this year?
Oh, well, you know, I like to be busy. Yes, and it's almost out. There's going to be capital letters. Now, if you've been on my courses, you know I have strong views on capital letters, but the children, of course, do need to learn them at a certain point. So once lowercase is secure, so a couple of teachers were asking me for this. So I'm coming out with a pack of letter cards with a mnemonic on one side and the uppercase letter on the back. But it won't be a pack you can buy as a pack. You just buy the PDF and make your own. Because I don't think, anyway, so that will be available, could be any day now. Just keep checking my website.
Okay. I'm a reading recovery teacher and I believe you are as well. I feel conflicted as I understand the importance of phonics for kids I work with. My tutor is very anti. Classroom teachers in my school don't really teach it. Do you think that there is a way of including it into reading recovery lessons other than just hearing sounds and words in context in the writing part?
I am a reading recovery trained teacher. I've trained twice now, so hopefully I've got it. And I still practice reading recovery, amongst other things. Yeah, so the point you've made about the class teachers in your school not teaching phonics, they soon will be, because New Zealand seems to be going completely phonics crazy at the moment. So I think they soon will be. Look, reading recovery has certainly really trying to kind of step up when it comes to phonics, but I don't think they're ever going to really be behind the teaching of explicit and systematic phonics, which is what I'm advocating, and also what a lot of our reading recovery students need. But you can't put it in a reading recovery lesson because that's not reading recovery. So what a lot of reading recovery teachers do is they add 3 minutes to that reading recovery lesson, and they usually do it before the writing, after the running record, and they do 3 minutes explicit phonics teaching. You could use the Buzz program, which is my program. Now that's 5 minutes, but you can do it in 3 minutes. I've heard reading recovery teachers doing that, but for goodness sake, do not call it reading recovery. You have to allocate the extra time yourself, and don't do it behind the screen, because yeah, they won't like that. But yeah, you have to teach what children need. If you think that's what children need, you'll have to find a way of meeting that need.
Okay, look, there are some more questions, but I'm really conscious of the time.
So did we get any come in from the group who's here, or were these all pre-sent
here, but maybe they want to ask you?
Well, if they do, they need to message you right now. But just give me one more question, Kath, and then we'll call it a day, because I don't want to keep teachers for too long, because it's been a long day for most of us.
Yeah, for sure. All right. How often should we teach using decodable readers? Is it 50-50? with the normal guided readers?
So we teach according to what the student needs. So we can't put on a thing like it's 50-50 because it's what your students need. I don't use decodable readers very much, and that's because I've actually read the research. And if you want to know more about what the research says about the teaching decodable readers, I think there's a link on my website, or you can ask me on Facebook. But there's a couple of papers now that have been published about the research on the efficacy of using decodables, and it's not all there. But, you know, occasionally I might want to, because I think there's a need and I want to check, is my student going to decode some of the words in this book? So it's on a needs basis. If you want to use a decodable reader, and I think it's good to try them occasionally, see what your students think, then do that. But I can't put a number on it. One thing I will say about the teaching of reading is that in my experience, the children who've done who are the most motivated, make the best progress in reading, are the students who actually like the story. So choose, if you're doing a decodable reader, they are not equal. You know, some are really rubbish, some are too hard to read, some have words in them that are not decoded. Yeah, you've got to look at it for yourself. Okay. All right. Hey, did we have any? It looks like we have a question come in, Kath.
Do we?
Yes, or I see a couple of messages coming in.
Maybe to you, but not to me.
Oh, I think somebody's asked, Lisa would like to ask a question. So Lisa, do you want to just turn on your audio and ask a question?
Hi, Yolanda. Thank you. Question, I've done your early words, absolutely love it. I've got a kid in my class who has no letter knowledge at all, and I was just going to start, as well as doing the letter knowledge in class, just start her on early words, is like doing her name and mum. Is that a good idea?
So when I'm class teaching children like that, I put on early words pretty much straight away at the same time they are in the class literacy program doing their phonics and their guided reading. Yeah, because they're kind of both word level things, and you want to have both. And did you know, if the child has gone through all the letter work with you and still doesn't know their letters, then check out Buzz, because Buzz is like early words, but for phonics. It's one-on-one broken down like early words. So keep that in the back of your mind for the future.
Awesome. And sorry, one more thing. If when your kids you said they come to you first and write before their picture, would your other kids be doing their picture, or you're saying no to that? They should be doing something else?
Oh, it's up to you, but I normally have my children just doing something else. That's not, unless they can write. If they can write, because maybe they've been with me a term or 2 terms, they can actually make a start on their story without me, and then I'll see them at some point. But if they can't write, then I prefer, it's up to you. But I find if they start doing a picture and I'm not there, then often they draw over the lines, and then I've got to get a new page, and there's always something that happens. So something else. But
thank you. You're fantastic. Thanks so much.
Hey, everyone. Well, look, I'm going to stop recording here. So let me just share the screen again, just to remind you. There we go. So just to remind you to stay in touch with, and that we have our newsletter that comes out once a month with there's always a free recipe in there, and there is a subscribers offer and bits and pieces of news and upcoming courses, and follow us on Facebook, Insta, and so on. So I'm going to say thank you for coming, and I hope this is useful. I'm going to stop recording, but if you want to stay in the room and chat, feel free to do that. Otherwise, stay safe, everyone. Ka kite anō.